Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Vancouver by Night New Blood. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, drug use, and many others. The players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. They will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are always going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready or skip ahead to the next one. First, I'd like to thank some sponsors, starting with Mikhail Artori of Artori Designs, who creates these beautiful dice boxes. Please visit him, and the link is in the chat. And it can hold all of your vampire dice and a bunch of other dice, everything all you want in there. So, Illuminagents is a comedy web series that weaves real conspiracy theories into its sci-fi short-form episodes. It's shot in Toronto, and this indie production will have you laughing and questioning reality at the same time. You can watch season 1, which includes the musical finale episode, and there's this guy in one of the episodes as well, for free on Sika.tv. Orc Style is a fantasy fetish fashion brand for all of you orc-loving monster huggers out there. Orc Style shirts, underwear, and accessories are sure to drop your intelligence and increase your confidence by 10 points. They have also released their Chompers Orc Tusks. Chompers are perfect for cosplay, roleplay, and streaming. Orc Style's expert tusk enchanters infuse the spirits of great orcs, trolls, ogres, and goblins into magical tusks that will transform the common human into a fierce monster. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you. From tabletop RPG development to actual play production, they've contributed to various Storyteller Vault titles, to sponsor channels like this one, to keep the world darkness a haven for those with stories to tell. Visit their link in the chat to explore their world, and they can help you create yours. And Demiplane. Demiplane is an amazing resource. It is super useful to keep tabs on all of the stuff that you have with regards to the books itself. If you need to look up a rule, it's right there. All you have to do is do a search. They are working on character stuff for the like to basically keep the characters on there and keep chronicles on there, so the storyteller can like quick reference everybody's character sheets. And if you stick around after the break, we're going to be doing a Demiplane Vampire Nexus giveaway, which will get you a lot of cool stuff. So, having said that, welcome. It's time to introduce the vampires. Let's start up in the regular pole position, and Michaela.
Hello, I am Cosmic Dazai, and I will be playing Violetta Tremblay tonight, your lawyer Samitsi, who definitely does not have anger management issues.
It's true. I was there. And Monica.
Hi, everybody. Monica here, playing your lovely Sophia, not deranged Toreador at all. Um, but definitely Delulu in her own mind, for sure.
And Joanna is unable to join us for this particular recording, so I will still post her stuff up in the chat. But let's skip over where Joanna usually is and head over to Key. Or sorry, to Chris.
Oh
Chris
my
Key.
gosh,
Let's
my
start with
goodness,
Kay.
that was too funny. I am Chris, aka D&D Imposter, aka playing Key, the lovely ministry member who is best friends with Violetta. Violetta sees Satan every week for evil reasons, but I have no idea how much she charges him. So tune in this week, maybe next week we'll figure that out.
And last but certainly not least, from the actual coterie, Alan.
Hey, what up? My name is Alan. I am playing the old man, your friendly, not so friendly in the neighborhood, Nosferatu fixer, cleaner, get shit done kind of guy.
I legit thought you were going to add an ER at the end of get shit done. Get shit doneer. So, when last we saw the vampires that you see on screen before you, plus Antonia as well, they're still dealing with the fallout of getting their own domain in the city. The domain is something that vampires in the Camarilla, sometimes in the Anarchs, hand out to different groups, even individual kindred, sometimes clans. And it is a kind of like a micro domain inside of a city that whoever is granted the domain gets control of that area, and they get to determine who comes in, who goes out, who has hunting rights there, whether or not someone is banned from that area. And the intrigue level is increasing for the coterie, which, by the way, doesn't have a name yet as a coterie. I think you left that in Key's hands. They're surrounded kind of on all sides by different areas, different domains that have different people controlling them. And recently, they had also gone to the Zemissi to talk with them, and there's been a little back and forth there. There is also a party that is soon to be occurring. By soon, I mean in vampire / Toreador standards of soon, which could be anywhere between a month and a year from now. And it's being planned by Sophia, who is getting the help of the rest of the coterie with regards to color swatches and various other different party things that are occurring. But part of the reason for that party to be thrown is that there are several Toreador guilds in Vancouver who are all vying for Sophia to choose one of them to be a part of. Guilds are almost like, I don't want to use the term cults necessarily, but they're collections of Toreador who do hunting certain ways, and they have different like traditions and different things that they do all together, and it's like different packs of Toreador mean girls that are all trying to jockey for position and prestige and clan status. And Sophia has come under the attention of a number of these who realized that she was not part of a guild yet, and they're all clamoring to catch her favor. Whether or not this will be a good or a bad thing remains to be determined. He, on the other hand, is dealing with a new ministry member who was given information to go to Key, and Key will help them out. Violetta is still pursuing an investigation of sorts as to who it was that is trying to elbow into their territory with regards to the Hakata and various drugs that are coming in and out of the city. The old man is potentially at some point soon going to be talking with Jean Morag, the person who's in charge of the Nosferatu in the Undercity, the sewers, the place where only the Nosferatu would even really think about going. So, when last we left, Sophia had dismissed her ghoul from her immediate area and was headed over to, I believe it is Braden and the Collective, which is what that particular Toreador guild is referred to. So I believe you were just about to get there, and the ghoul had the unfortunate mishap of nearly dropping one of your works of art, which you were bringing over to Braden as a kind of a token, a present, a gift to that particular collective or to Braden. So you're left on the street with a large piece of art that you are taking over yourself. It's you made it fairly like most of the way there. And as you come upon where you know the collective to be, there's some people standing outside. And I'm going to paint a little bit of a picture for you. I'm not a painter, by the way. I'm just going to use words.
I'm the painter.
She's the painter. I don't do art that much. So for anyone who's familiar with the history of Vampire the Masquerade, there were these kind of ink drawings done by Timothy Bradstreet. So the two people that you see outside of the collective, it looks like they were basically ripped right out of a Timothy Bradstreet painting. So the two people that you see, Sophia, they are tall. They're like not like super thin, but they're like thin. They're kind of what you would picture if you were to picture like a vampire. They have like not white skin, but it is very, very pale. And they have kind of like longish hair on one of them. It's blonde, kind of goes to shoulder length. And they're holding cigarettes for each one of them. The other one is a little bit more stocky, but still like thin.
Mm-hmm.
And like really, really short black hair that is kind of ever so slightly spiky. And they're just observing you as you're walking up with your piece of art.
Gentlemen.
Oh, you are...
You don't know me?
Should I?
Well, it's Sophia Delacour, darling.
Oh, okay.
Yes, oh. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would have
Sorry,
thought.
I didn't get the message. Were we going for 90s stereotypes today?
Usually you would have someone else carry your work for you.
Let's just say there was an incident or near incident that I could not leave to another anymore.
Good help is so hard to come by.
Isn't that the truth?
So, do you need help? And they like snap their fingers, and someone comes kind of scrambling out. It's a thin female presenting person with like fishnets and like the over top of the hand itself, but the fingers are sticking out. Yes, Alexis, be a dear and take the artwork for this one inside. I'm assuming you're bringing it inside. I don't know where you're bringing it.
Old. Do you know how to carry paintings properly?
Yes.
Do you know the importance of this painting?
No.
This painting is worth more than your life is, okay?
Um. Okay.
If I see you even just slightly hesitate, shift while carrying this, you don't want to know what's going to happen.
Oh dear, we don't need these theatrics, do we? I mean,
I've almost lost this once tonight.
I
I
have the
won't
utter
do it again.
I have the utter confidence in Alexis.
Confidence is earned.
This
Show
is
me
true.
what you got.
Alexis. And then Alexis like kind of rushes over to you, but not like supernaturally fast or anything, but they gingerly take the painting from you, and it seems like they're holding it correctly.
All right. We can enter. Thank you, boys.
And he extends a hand to you to kind of help you down those. There's just a few stairs down. So I hear we're looking to add you to the collective. Is that true?
That's a word that's going around. It's there are quite a few guilds vying for that.
I mean, honestly, some of these other guilds that are in the city, it's oh, Jack, and the other one is like, yes. What's the term for we heard that interesting term in New York. I believe the anarchs were using it. Oh, couch baron. Yes, that's what it was. Yes. There's like some of these guilds are basically just kind of like couch barons. It's just like they're guild in name only. They want to elbow their way in and try to play with the big players.
Yes, well, as much as you and I know that, you know I can't show any favoritism before the big ball.
Of course.
It would be rather uncouth.
You have to make a show of things.
Of course. Make them think they have a chance.
Oh. That is very, very Toreador.
We must enjoy the tease. It's part of the fun.
And they, you as this conversation is going, you're walking down the stairs, and when you enter into the doors of where the collective is, there's It's a mess, but it is a Toreador mess.
Mm.
So there's like certain areas where there's like fabric in like a sewing machine, but it's not in any way, shape, or form a clean workstation. It looks like it's basically being used. There's like easels and paints and different charcoal. Like, there's pretty much everything that you could imagine for an artist. But again, not a perfectly set up, clean workstation. But there's like little pieces of art that are kind of half done and on the easel, leaning up against the easel. There's like a wooden patch of the floor, which takes up about a quarter of the space, that you can definitely tell is being used, not at the moment, but it has been used for like dance and various different types of performance pieces and such like that. And then there's another section that's like kind of a prop ish section. It's just got like, you know, various pieces like a scepter, stuff like that, stuff that you would assume would be part of like a performance, like a theater performance, like Shakespeare on the Beach, stuff like that.
When Sophia kind of lays eyes on the scene, her eyes kind of get like a mistiness to them for like a split second. It seems like she's lost in nostalgia of simpler times and like a longing to go back to a time when she was more in tune with this type of community.
It's become hard, hasn't it?
It has. So complicated now.
And from behind the prop department, essentially, Brayden sticks his head up like, Sophia.
Brayden, darling, and she like kind of walks over like open arms.
He walks over, the same. Kiss, kiss.
Mwah. Mwah.
Sorry, I just saw what Elaine did. You're not on screen right now, Elaine. So he's like, "Oh, I see. Sorry, Jack. What was the name of your servant?" "Oh, Alexis. Ah, yes, Alexis. I see. Alexis has brought in your art. What happened with what's his name?"
Instead of the mistiness, it like her eyes turn that like supremely dark and the furrow in her brow, and like it just he sees a flash of just anger that he doesn't see very often. And she composes herself. "Oh well, you had a little incident, and well, I just had him head back because I didn't want him fucking anything else up."
"Oh, I see. Now. Come now." And he kind of puts his finger under your chin, like, chin up.
"Yes.
Mustn't furrow
Fine.
the brow, wrinkles, remember.
No, of course not. No, it's thank you for reminding me. It's just we almost had quite the doozy tonight. But
Good help
we're here,
is so hard to come by.
isn't it?"
I ate a ghoul just yesterday.
As long as they deserve it.
So, have you come to any decisions?
I have brought you the pieces that I think will be the most wonderful additions to any collection. Remind me, is because Because I remember we were talking about I had to bring 2 specific pieces of artwork for a specific deal. Can you just remind me what that deal was?
The deal to, I believe it was for the feeding rights. I think. I'm not sure.
The feeding rates, but that was the deal that they were trying to get with us for the venue, right?
Yeah.
But I had to bring these 2 pieces of artwork so that I could get information about something or to get in contact with someone. Oh, to get in touch with the prince, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's what we were doing. Yes. But is he asking me about a decision whether or not I've decided to join the
Yes.
collective? Okay, that's just where I wanted to clarify. I'm like,
Yeah.
which deal are we talking about here? There's like 3 at the table
There's
right now.
multiple deals.
Yeah.
Kindred politics. Ooh.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Brayden, you know how it is. I mean, I
I do.
I can't be giving away my hand before the ball. What fun would that be? You know how much I like to tease.
That is true. That is true. But what if, and hear me out,
Hmm.
and from behind his back, he pulls out like a small little box and he flips it open. He's like, but what if we were to offer you some accoutrement for the ball? And inside that particular box, because it's about 4 or 5 inches wide, but it's only like
Mhm.
1 inch deep, it is a
Mhm.
necklace that I'm going to get you to roll a willpower check for because it is well made.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely well made.
Willpower check is what again?
Just your unspent willpower, just all regular
Okay,
dice,
that
no hunger dice.
where is my character sheet? That's a 4. Or that is 4 dice, not A4.
I mean, you could roll A4 on all the dice. That could be
True.
valid.
2, 3, 4. We've got a 7. We've got a 3. We've got a 9. And an 8.
So 3 successes.
Yes.
You for like the split second, you look at the piece and it's silver, like a silver
Mhm.
necklace, and there are what look to be rubies kind of around, like it would be kind of like a choker. So it'd be
Oh,
rubies around it, and
yes.
there's one like near the right side, from what you can tell, that kind
Mhm.
of has like a ruby and then like a silver piece connecting it, and a ruby and a silver piece. Kind of looks like it's dripping
Like it's
blood from
dripping.
the neck. Yeah.
Oh, Brayden.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Lord Almighty. You do know me, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, let's face it, darling, you are my oldest friend here.
This is true. And that has to count for something.
Oh, trust me, it does. It does. You know I have to play the game, but
Obviously.
I will just say, you are the front runner.
So long as you're leading in the right direction.
But please, if I do have to keep an air of
Of course, of course.
a game with these other guilds. Not that they've really shown themselves to me yet, so not much to consider so far, but
And he leans in close to you and he closes the box and he kind of pushes it into your hand and he whispers in your ear, and I'm going to do a stage whisper here so everybody can pick it up on my microphone. Yay. don't join this guild. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss, darling. She's kind of taken aback slightly. Is there like an insight check I can do?
Yeah, we can do an insight check. So
Okay.
it'd be wits and either insight or investigation, whichever one.
Let's see what's highest. Wits is 3. Insight is 3. Yeah, so let's do insight and wits because that brings me to 6.
And you can rouse if you so choose.
Let's see how we do with this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I only got 1 success on that.
You can spend willpower for re-rolling of up to 3 regular dice if you so choose.
Yeah, let's try that. Remind me again, what happens when I run out of willpower?
When you run out of willpower, you basically technically nothing. Like you're just
Okay.
kind of mentally drained as a
Okay.
character. But if you go to spend willpower beyond that, you
Mhm.
take something called aggravated willpower, which means that particular willpower won't come back at the end of the session like everything else does. It'll take some extra stuff to bring that back. Like you'll have to kind of complete a personal goal type thing.
Right. Okay. So I am going to spend 1 willpower, bringing me down to 3 to re-roll these 3.
Okay.
That is 110 and 2 5s. So it was only 1 more success for 2.
Can't quite put your finger on it. You think he's telling the truth, but at the same time, he could not be.
She just makes a mental note to try and investigate what Brayden might be
Hinting at.
hinting at or hesitating about with his own group.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will see you in a couple of days. I will make sure that the prince is made aware of your intention of wanting a meeting.
Wait, but you must tell me what you think of these paintings. I've waited all day to see your reaction.
Oh dear, I cannot. I can't right now. No. I can't. What about if we reveal them at the ball?
Oh, now that is an idea.
And then we have everyone see them all at the same
Oh,
time.
yes. That is an excellent idea, Brayden. See,
Isn't
this
it,
is why
though?
we work so well.
Right?
Very well, darling. By the way, that Alexis, is she someone's ghoul?
Yes, she's Jack's school, I believe.
She's quite competent. I do enjoy her company.
She was, there's a few people who've taken notice. One might assume that potentially she might be able to become someone else's ghoul if certain considerations are taken.
Well, let's just say I have an opening. But we'll talk about that another time.
Indeed. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss. I must go play with the paints now.
And you are taking your leave of the collective?
I'm going to linger around the first area where I had my little nostalgic session and just kind of drag my fingertips along the canvases and the wood of the easels and kind of fray the ends of some paintbrushes and just Get lost in my thoughts for a few minutes before having to return to the cattiness of it all.
And while Sophia is lost in nostalgia, we're going to go back over to the Dark Star and the old man. Old man, what were you doing when
Yes.
last we saw you? You were.
I think the old man was on his way to the undercity. At least he was getting prepared to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a special way that you get into the Dark Star. I guess you would be backtracking on that, going
Mhm.
down through there's certain door in the basement that only someone with potence at a certain level could get through. As you make it through the doors into the kind of sewer section itself proper, you see that Corinne was about to knock.
Yeah.
Oh, I was sent here because Jean sent me. Jean, I don't know how exactly you say that. It's with a J. It's like Jean, but
Yeah. About what?
oh, they wanted to meet with you.
Right. How are you? You staying out of trouble and all that?
Well, I guess I don't know. This politics stuff gets complicated. People are like making deals, and it's hard to keep track of who's making a deal with who. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just keep your head down, right?
I guess I can try, but they kind of wanted me to bring you to them type thing, an escort, I guess. Weird.
Why? I know how to find them fine.
I don't know if you've ever been in this section of the sewers, because I've never
Have
been
I?
there. You've not.
Okay.
This is a section of the sewers that like you've been warned away from the other with the other Nosferatu. They've told you like, yeah, don't go there. Do whatever you want in any other section of the sewers. Just this there's a certain area that is underneath underneath the convention center that is
Right.
off limits to anyone, not just Nosferatu. Nobody was allowed to go in there.
Okay. But it's a different matter when we're getting called there, right?
Yeah.
So I say, all right, after you.
And it's actually a fairly quick trip. They lead you there pretty fast, because the Dark Star is kind of located actually within spitting distance of
Mhm.
the convention center. So after what seems like you would know your way around the sewers. For anyone else, they would be confused. There's like winding passages. There's parts where you have to kind of belly crawl to go through. There's different different pipings that you would have to go through. There's parts that look like they were put together in like the 1920s with like all brick as a circle around it, and you eventually get to like a large metal. It almost looks like a banker's vault. And Corrine goes up and she's like, okay. And she like checks the piece of paper that she unfolds from her what looked like a beat up like prom dress. And she's like, okay, so we have to knock 3 times, pull this lever over here, and then it says like hit a button, and I don't know what that means.
I would like to take a look around to see if I could put together what she's trying to do here.
Alrighty, give me a wits and investigation,
Right.
or wits and awareness.
Yeah, what's an awareness for old land?
5 dice. I'm just guessing.
Of course, of course, of course, of course. That is 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
You definitely can figure out that it's the knock on the door itself, and then there's kind of a lever that it looks like it's kind of like a piece of rebar that's sticking out of the ground, but if you take some of the stuff off of it, because there's like little bits and pieces of just rubbish and stuff like that hanging off of it, like there's a coat hanger that's hanging off of it, it's actually kind of one of those levers where you have to like grip it and then move it. Right. Kind of like a train like lever. Mm-hmm. But you don't see a button around. There doesn't seem to be anything that's jumping out that tells you that there's a button.
All right. Well, I say, well, I don't see a button around, but let's try the first 2 steps and see how we do here. And I go,
you punch.
And and I take one more look around to see if there's anything flashing, any indication around.
So you knock the 3 times, grab the lever, and okay. After you pull the lever, you can hear kind of like the grinding of stone on stone as kind of a thing raises up. It's like a pillar in the center of the room that you're in. And on top of it, there's a section that's about 1.5 inches that sticks out. That could be a button.
What about that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a button. Do you want me to push it?
You. Yeah.
So she kind of leans on it, and she then has to like really push down on it, and then it starts to kind of slide back in. And if you still breathed, you would be gagging at this particular point, because the door kind of, you hear like a chunk as it opens, and out comes this like mist, which if you breathed, it would smell absolutely rancid.
Good thing I don't do that.
Because I'm a vampire.
Damn.
You're a vampire?
What?
I thought we were playing werewolf.
I'll never tell.
We're playing werewolf later.
Yeah. So I wait for the door to kind of fully open, and I still gesture to Corinne. I'm following you.
Well, all right. And Corinne basically doesn't quite know like what it is that she's doing necessarily. So she kind of like moves over to the door and kind of like tries to like, it's clear to you that she does not at all have potence. Because she's like trying to move the door, but it's like it seems like it's jammed against something, but at the same time it's probably just not been opened in quite some time.
I say, all right, and I step up to help her after watching her put in some considerable effort, I step in to help her.
Okay. Yeah, it's once you like put your potence behind it, it's easy enough to open. Oh wow. Yeah, I guess I should work on that particular part.
Yeah.
All right. And she wanders in. What you see like in the inside, it's a completely dark tunnel that it looks like it doesn't even look like it's old like sewer system. It looks like it's old kind of like brickwork from like medieval castles type thing. Like it almost looks as if somebody took one of those like spiral staircases and like turned it on its side and stuffed it in that particular hole.
Okay. Does it feel like it's going further under, or is it just going straight?
It feels like it's going further under. Like it feels like there's kind of a gradient to it, like a slight dip downward.
Yeah. Okay. I ask her, it was you were only asked to bring me here, right? You weren't asked for anything else?
No, they said to bring you here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I make a check on that?
Sure. Are you checking to see if like she's telling the truth or
Yeah.
wits and insight?
Okay. That is 4.
What?
Yeah, fine.
No, you're fired. You have to have all your dice pools being 5, otherwise, no.
Yeah, I hear you. 2 successes.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. Okay. Then I keep following along.
After a while, there's another door. And this one is, it looks like it was made of wood at some point. But it's basically just kind of like, and here's a trigger warning for everybody. It looks like it's kind of like rotted and slime, and it looks like basically black molded over everything. Like it's just like, as a human, you wouldn't probably have wanted to touch this thing at all. But you're an Nosferatu now, so.
I get it. Yeah, I don't care at all. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, it is. It's like grimy.
Yeah.
To the touch, and you kind of pull it, and there's like a chunk that kind of slides off in your hand a little bit, like. Sorry, I'm seeing the reaction of everybody else. Yeah, so there's another kind of, I won't say it's like grime ridden tunnel beyond that, but it's just like, yeah, like you're walking along and it's on a bit of an angle downward. You can definitely tell that this is kind of leading you down kind of underneath that particular bay.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually there's another door that seems perfectly clean. Like it seems like it's a metal door like you would find like on an emergency exit type thing. Like it just doesn't seem like it's touched by any of the grime that's around you.
I give this one like a formal, just kind of like.
And the door opens after you knock on it. And on the other side, on the other side, you can basically see It's somebody who, the best way of kind of describing it would be kind of like Lurch.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I got called here. The old man.
And they kind of step to one side and kind of do the arm sweep of allowing you in.
I look at Corinne and I say, how far were you asked to go? How far were you asked to bring me?
Just to bring you here. I don't know. But you walk in, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. After you go in, the door closes in Corinne's face. I guess I'll just wait out here then.
Yeah. Head
In,
home.
in the room, it's a glass kind of dome-ish thing. It's kind of like an igloo that's made of glass under the water. And there's certain bits of lighting in it. And you can see like kind of a large misshapen person kind of leaning over. There's a desk set up that has a whole bunch of like bubbling kind of science experiment-esque things where one is leading to another and dripping into a beaker. And there, it seems to be, if you were to take any kind of smell in of it, it seems that it's like it doesn't smell fresh by any stretch of the imagination, but it smells like blood type thing. But it's kind of like, it doesn't smell like anything that you would necessarily want to drink.
Right.
And the misshapen person kind of looks over to you and goes, "The old man."
Hello.
I don't think we've actually met.
I can't say that we have.
We're changing that now. I am John Morag. The other Nosferatu look to me for leadership.
Yeah, I've heard.
I've heard things about you.
Oh,
You're becoming quite the talk of the town.
why?
Your domain.
Right.
Also, I'm trying to bring everyone in and have conversations with them. It is a matter of dire importance, and I don't want to trouble the neonates with this just yet, until it is time for us to leave.
Go?
Yes, I've been hearing rumors. There's odd times that some of our brethren have made it over from various parts of the world. From Seattle. There's rumors of the Niktuku.
Have I heard of them?
Yes, you would have definitely heard of them.
Who are they?
The Niktuku for the Nosferatu are basically boogeymen.
Okay.
Way, way back in the day, according to Jan Book of Nod, the Nosferatu progenitor, the original Nosferatu, he was in love with Erikel, who is the Toreador progenitor. And Nosferatu himself was the most beautiful being on the planet. At one point, he got a scratch on his chin, and that made him fly into a rage and disfigure himself. And at some point, Cain cursed him to have ugliness, but his original childer considered the new childer, the Nosferatu clan, to be abominations. So his original childer, who are known as the Niktuku, who are fourth generation vampires, are extremely powerful and extremely willing to slaughter wholesale the entire Nosferatu clan.
I want to see Disney make this into a movie. Give me a Disney princess and whitewash this shit. It's terrible. This just sounds. I'm sitting here like. Have fun, old man.
I say, so we're getting out of here then.
Not yet. I want to make sure that these rumors are true or false before we make any rash decisions.
How?
That's where you come in.
Yeah. You know, for half of the time it took me to get here, I thought this would be about the domain, which now that I think about it, doesn't really make sense. I already struck a deal with y'all, and who cares? Like, the Nos don't care about turf quite in the same way as everyone else, so I should have known.
We tend to have each other's backs as well, which is part of the reason why you're here.
Yeah.
You've got a reputation amongst the other Nosferatu as, I believe the kids are saying, a stand-up guy is the term that's being used. There's something humorous?
No, that's all right. What do you need me to do? It is done.
Just keep your ears to the ground, as they say. Start perhaps sending out feelers. You might have some contacts on street level that we may not have access to.
Yeah. I can help with that.
It's nothing to be overly concerned about yet. Seattle, despite the fact that on certain maps looks pretty close to where we are, it's not exactly close unless you were driving, which I don't think Nick Tuku do, honestly.
And they're only after us if they do come here.
They are. They don't seem to want to be involved in other kindred politics. I don't know if that's a plus or a minus at this point, but they seem to want to wipe us out.
What it could mean is that they, those other kindred won't be interested in helping us either.
Depends on who they are.
Will that be all?
That is mostly what I wanted to talk to you about. Other than that, it's nice to finally meet you.
And you 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 do right by us. So
I plan on keeping us all one step ahead of them.
I take a look around at the weird like chemistry experiments, and I say, "What's happening here?"
Oh, just some recipes I picked up from a thin-blooded kindred. Just testing things out. Figure it
I
would be.
say, I, I say, coffin.
No. No. I have been starting to hear about that, but this is more for us than it is for human consumption.
Ah, right.
I figure if we have to potentially leave, it would be best to have certain things available to us. And he shuffles over to kind of what you would, if you were like looking at the chemistry set, it would be kind of the end result of which. And he picks up like a stone and he hands it to you, like one of these, perhaps. I've done a little bit of work with the Tremere. As much as most people don't trust them. This I would keep on yourself. If you ingest this, it will be the equivalent of, I believe, 2 pints of human blood. Out of game, it would
Oh,
basically give you a rouse check back. It would take out for
oh, okay.
Use sparingly in emergency
Thank you.
situations.
Thank you. Yeah.
As mentioned, we take care of ourselves and our own.
If what you're saying is true, the this is things are gonna get bloody.
They always do with us.
You know, for a hair there, I thought maybe this time they might not. And I was starting to get used to being someone other than who I am. But nah, it's all right. It'll be good to get back.
We all have our particular skills.
Yeah. But that he just kind of like puts the rock in his pocket of his coat and bows just very curtly and
He reaches
takes his
out
relief.
he reaches out like a grossly extended hand. Like it looks like there's about 3 joints too many on each particular finger to shake yours.
I shake back.
And he puts his hand on your shoulder. I believe there is another term that the humans of this area use. Keep your stick on the ice.
I will.
And he turns to go back to the chemistry set.
I had to right back up. I kind of make quick eyes at the Adams family looking ass motherfucker there, and I just
you
give him a
you get a in return.
I wait for him to open the door.
Yeah, he opens it as soon as you kind of go over in that area.
Fucking Nosferatu boogeyman.
And Kareen
Perfect
is
timing.
out there waiting. The Nosferatu what?
Nothing. Look, I want you to keep your eyes and ears open, all right? I
Right.
said that something bad could be coming around for the likes of us.
Right.
If you hear anything strange, you come find me, all right?
At the David Bowie place.
Yeah, at the David Bowie place, yeah. You know, it wasn't a bad album. It was quite good.
I mean, sure.
I I take my piece out of my back like pant like belt hoop there, and I like spin it on my finger and hand it to her, but by the handle.
Her hand is like not at all large enough for like a revolver of any kind.
You remember what you said about getting better at shit?
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Okay.
Head down, eyes up, right?
How does that work?
You'll practice.
And you make your way back to the regular parts of the sewers. And
Yeah.
on that point, it is a good time to take a bit of a break. So come on back in about 7 minutes, everybody, and we'll see what Violetta and Key are up to.
Nar. Nar. Nah.
Time for the
Uh-oh.
besties.
Nah. Besties, are we going on a bestie adventure? Violetta was meant to be.
I'm going to murder you.
And that is exactly how he wants to die.
So come on back in
It's
7
your
minutes,
hand.
everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going back to the Dark Star. And last we saw, I believe Violetta was leaving the Dark Star, leaving Key there. Or no? What's going on?
Yeah,
What?
no, I was pissed.
Yeah. That's like a normal attitude for Violetta.
And this is why you're alone right now.
With
As
the
that right?
nature's
neonate.
healing. No.
With the neonate. So, Key, you are there. Basically, we can assume that Tozia left you to your own devices with the neonate, and Valeska is there with you. And Valeska is bombarding you with just ridiculous questions.
And I would like to note that Key is very much so saying dumb shit. Like, yes, no, like you have to drink 2 cups of orange juice a day, freshly squeezed. Like, just dumb things that anybody who would know better would know that that's not how it works. And it's just spouting off like what they used to do when they woke up and stuff like that. How to best survive life.
So once everyone else kind of goes out of earshot and they're fairly sure that nobody else is around, Valeska leans in and goes, "Yeah, I'm not actually a neonate.
Then what are you?
I was sent here by your sire."
And what's his middle name?
I have no idea.
Mm,
He's going to be coming here soon.
what does he want? What? Yeah, what does he want?
He knows that you are here. I think he might
Hmm.
want to pay a visit to you.
And what? Mm?
I do like the work that you're doing here, though. That's
What work?
You're keeping everyone else off balance. They don't know that you're not a goofball.
And why should I trust you this?
Oh, you probably shouldn't.
Oh no, I don't. That's why I was asking you, why should I?
I'm not going to give you a reason to or not to.
But you should make it more interesting for me because you tell me that they're coming, but that's it. You just come here with a smile on your face to tell me that they're coming.
Yeah,
Are you ready? What was your name again?
Valeska.
And you are ready to lay yourself at my sire's feet and say your life was great and be done?
Well, yeah, because
And
he's closer to Set than I am.
oh, you think that's going to impress Seth? Who told you that?
He did.
And you believed him. You are
Yeah.
doing so well. You should, yes, exactly. Keep listening to him. When is he coming?
He said within the month.
And where will you be waiting for him?
Wherever he tells me to be.
And he sends you what? A little message on your phone?
Yeah.
Is this what you want your life to be?
This is what my life is.
According to whom?
The tenets of Church of Set.
And you just listen. That
Yes.
must be so fulfilling.
It is. They want you to join.
And he said he wants me to join what?
The Church of Set.
And he just walks around her, just kind of like tracing their finger like across the back of their shoulders and everything until they come back around and just like pull a full circle and pull their chin up. And they pull them in. And where can I find you when I need you more than he needs you?
Well, like, you have a phone, right?
You're not answering my question.
Well, I'm not going to tell you where my haven is. That's just stupid.
Oh, is that stupid? I bring you into my own place, but no, you keep your place secret, yes?
Yes.
Seth would be very disappointed. You'd be better off sacrificing yourself to one of my friends than hanging out in whatever you call a temporary home. Is there anything else you had to tell me? Because I thought I found you much more interesting when everyone else was here.
Well, because they're not part of the church. They're not connected to your sire.
You think I keep secrets from my friends? You're right, I do. And like he kind of just puts a finger over her mouth. Don't answer that. Okay. You said in how many days?
Within the month.
Within the month. That's the best he gave you.
Well, travel for us across vast stretches of countries is a little bit harder to pin down than if you were to just hop on a plane and fly over.
And Key kind of like digs their like goes from putting their finger over their mouth and their chin to kind of just digging both of their nails into the sides of their cheek and just brings her in real quick. And you're telling me everything you know?
She nods.
What should we do if I find out you're lying?
Nothing?
Key digs their nails in a little tighter. What?
Nothing?
Okay, so then I'll do what I want, since you gave me no inspiration. And they like pinch their nails into her cheek as she like lets him go. Looks her up and down. Like I said, you were much more interesting when everyone else was here. So I guess you will let me know when he needs to talk. Otherwise, I don't care.
Oh, you will know.
Okay. Child. You know how to leave.
And they get up and leave.
I'm gonna have fun with her later. But he kind of just acts like that never even happened and just turns around and goes back to like everybody else had left by that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know what time in the night is it about?
It's probably pushing about 2 a.m. Like
Okay.
the club downstairs is kind of it's not necessarily slowing down, but they're starting to get to the point where like you know that there's a certain sequence of songs that the DJ
Yeah.
plays to kind of like lead people who are the regulars to the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna throw the house lights up soon. You don't gotta go home. Just get the fuck out.
Mm. Yeah. No, he doesn't care enough right now. He also just doesn't believe her.
Do you want
He's
to
like,
do an insight check?
I mean, Chris would love to, but Key just doesn't care. He's like, it's just what a pleb. Like, it's kind of like how Violetta looks at Key. Anytime somebody wants to try to step to Key and be like, oh my god, you're sire. Key's like, okay. Like, whatever. Like, if he shows up, he'll show up. Like, he went out to go get milk 50 years ago and he still hasn't come back. So, like, why would I believe this random ass girl in Vancouver?
He went out to get smokes 50 years ago.
And I got many smokes and he still hasn't come back. He's just like holding on to one Cuban cigar just in case he actually does. But yeah, no, I mean, Chris would love to know more, but Key just okay. Key's much more so waiting until Violet or the old man come back. They're bestest friends.
It's okay to lie to yourself.
Why do you think we get along so well?
It's really nice that you think that way. It's
And
really adorable.
on that particular note, Violetta, you left in a, let's just call it a non-happy mood.
Yeah, no, not really.
Where would Violetta have been going?
Violetta had already talked with Stanislava about her sire. She's probably going to circle back around to
Okay.
see about that. Because even if she doesn't say it out loud, she actually no, she has said it out loud. She is clanist. But she is going to go with her clan first, even over like people in the coterie, especially after she was pissed off. She's just like, I need to go with someone that understands that there was something wrong with me.
Over the phone, or would you be
No, no, I'd be going
stopping by?
over to yes.
Okay. It is the red brick building that you were in before that used to be part of the meat packing. And it's this sort of the large doors. Do you knock or place a call to let them know you're there?
I would have definitely called beforehand to say, hey, I'm coming over.
Okay.
Like I'm coming alone, just all the pleasantries and just like how she typically sets up a meeting on Outlook, but in the form of the tiny text with her flip phone.
And for everybody who's playing the home game, pretty much everybody in the chat in our actual game itself has actually worked kind of office environment stuff. So at the mention of Outlook, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, I hate that."
That's the real monster of this game, Outlook.
Microsoft Word.
Unless they're a sponsor, in which case I will still. I will.
Yeah, Microsoft, if you want to sponsor us, feel free to reach out. So yeah, there's a ghoul kind of back and forth that goes on, and they would, you would get the appropriate checks back to say yes, it's been passed up the line and back down, and everything is a go for you stopping by. So once you actually get to the doors, the door itself swings open slowly, not like whoosh, and the ghoul is there. Miss Tremblay.
Good evening. Thank you for your prompt response. I appreciate it.
She's just wrapping up something with someone else. If you would like to wait in the foyer, any of your needs will be taken care of. If you are feeling thirsty for any specific type of drink.
Thank you. I think I'll decline for now, but I'll tell her myself, but thank you again for the offer.
He leads you over to a fainting chair. If you would like to take a seat, I will check and see if she is done.
Thank you again. And I go ahead and take the seat. Sit there, hands on the lap.
Give me a wits and insight.
Let me pull out my sheet. What am I doing insight on? Just because I do have a spec in that?
What's the specialty?
Motivations.
This absolutely has nothing to do with motivations.
Yep, that's what I thought. May I rouse?
If you would like, but
I-
seems like something you wouldn't. Yeah, we're close to the end of the session. I'd say go for it.
I
it's
want to
entirely
tempt fate.
it's entirely up to the player if they want to rouse.
Why would you leave that to Violetta, though? Wow.
I'm a good player. I'm a nice
He's about to show up out of
person.
nowhere.
I care so much about people. I swear
you
to
sound
God, if
so
he comes
authentic.
out
I
right
love
now.
that. So-
I know, right?
I do believe that was not a success.
No, it was. It was on
Okay.
it was on the red thing. It was
Yeah.
on
Well, the one
on
that
the
you
red thing.
showed, it kind of looked like it was on the blank side. I was like, oh
Oh.
shit. But yeah,
They
you
don't get-
succeed. Add 2
Yay.
dice to the roll.
I got like only like 3 successes.
You're a Zemissy. That's not what I was making you roll for. You already know that.
I didn't know that, to be honest.
Yeah. Holy shit, I'm a Zemissy?
I thought it was a Lasombra this entire time, to be honest with you.
With all the shade you're throwing around, you might as well be. So you sit down on the feigning chair. It is almost inaudible, but there's a noise. You're pretty sure this feigning chair isn't exactly standard building materials.
I'm just going because I've been around this before. It's not even deterring me. It's just like I don't know who you were as a person, but you make a very nice chair.
And eventually, the ghoul comes back. They stick their head out the other door, and they're like, Miss Tremblay, Miss Stanislava will see you now.
Thank you. And I stand up very much, even though I'm not in my typical former employment gear. I very much very almost militaristic with how I stand up, how I file in. It's almost like I'm reporting for duty.
On the way to the door, the ghoul kind of steps aside ever so slightly and allows somebody else to pass. And it is someone who has brown, like, slicked back hair. They're wearing a business suit. And you've seen any number of suits in your various dealings. This is an expensive suit.
Do I recognize the person?
You do not.
I'm just
But
gonna
the
select-
ghoul,
Mhm.
just before you get there, mentions, have a good evening, Mr. Davenport.
I'm going to look into that. Wait, can I do a politics roll?
Yes.
Like,
But
okay.
what is your dice pool for politics, for like an intelligence politics?
4.
You would probably be able to figure that out because you've heard the name before recently during this game, coincidentally enough. Victor Davenport is the Ventru Primogen.
Oh. Yikes.
Yikes.
Ah. Ah. You almost got me there. Ah.
That's what you have to do when you're dealing with players. Just toss curveballs the whole time.
There's a salty feeling inside my lip, and I'm almost certain it's blood, but we're going to ignore that.
If you will come this way, Miss Tremblay.
Yes. Thank you. I'm just going to say, excuse me. Not even going to acknowledge that right now. I have no dealings with you currently, but I'm not actively going to be rude to you. Yet.
Yet. Is that what you say, or is that what?
No, I'm saying
Okay.
this to you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give a side eye, turn back forward. I say, excuse me. You're not my guy. I don't respect you, but I don't say that.
I'm
The venture answer
feeling.
trivia were the ones I hate the most.
Yeah, I'm feeling very much a compulsion to do the Zoolander. You're excused, but I'm not your bra.
It's that. It's that. You
it's
got it.
it's that kind of energy. Okay.
It's
Um
very much so.
so you're led into the kind of antechamber of that particular building, and you've been here before. It has the large chair that Stanislava is sitting in. And upon seeing you, Clara goes, "Ah, Violetta, fellow dragon."
Good evening. Good evening, Miss Stanislava. Thank you for having me tonight.
Should I be concerned?
Not for yourself. This is more so a personal inquiry.
Proceed.
I asked you rather informally the other night if you knew of a Matteo Grimaldi. You said yes.
Yes.
I'm sure you're already aware, but that is my sire. He has made it rather clear that he is going to be visiting me.
I am
And the
aware.
last time I've seen him was when we were both under different employment.
I believe I was also under said employment.
Most of us were.
It's a pity.
In what sense?
It's always kind of a pity when you are much like yourself, myself, your sire, when you're effectively almost middle management, but you're intelligent enough to know when management itself is not making correct decisions.
I agree wholeheartedly, unfortunately.
That is the shame. Had they perhaps, I won't say make a deal with the Camarilla, but established rules of some kind, a little order, a little more control over shovelhead parties and such. We had our territory. We had Mexico. We had a great, grand New York. We had Montreal, Toronto. But now we had nothing but the Camarilla.
Yes, as unfortunate as it is, it also doesn't help that the Lasombra furthered the nail into the coffin that was the sword, or at least hastened it.
Are there any Lasombra you want to take care of?
As of yet, not now. However, I'm sure you already know that Melisandre, just like yourself and like many other clans, also want what was the domain that was given to us by the prince. But you already know that. I'm
I
almost
do.
certain.
I do not want your domain, just that one section. And perhaps allegiances.
There's something I missed about our former employment. I was never in a coterie before this. My pact was really strong, but that was in part due to other reasons.
I too miss PAX. Things were a bit more straightforward.
Yes, and less of a headache. However, that's not why I'm here to see you tonight.
Go on.
I hope that you will forgive my frankness and what I'm about to say is unbecoming of me.
Oh,
I am afraid to see my sire again.
some of the ancilla and the elders can be taxing upon those younger than us.
I I don't know what he wants. He made it rather clear last time I saw him that I wasn't good enough to be of his lineage.
Would you say that you are good enough to be of his lineage now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Would you like me to help?
If it is not overstepping my boundaries, yes.
I will tell you what. If you help me, I will help you. I will attempt to lean his ear. I will attempt to send out feelers to figure out what exactly he is looking for in a child, and then you will become that. At least while he is here. In return, you will be my eyes and ears amongst the rest of the Camarilla.
I'm not refusing this offer, but may I ask why? I don't believe I hold as much sway or hold as much position within the court as you do. And I'm certainly am your inferior in terms of age and experience.
Stanislava smiles at that, and it is a creepy as fuck smile. That is precisely the point. I'm sure that you saw who left as you were coming in.
Yes, a blue blood. I was a bit surprised.
There's an old way of doing things. The writings of Machiavelli, Sun Tzu, etc. It's never a good idea to only attack on one front. I will be attempting to talk with and secure favors, things to do with the Primogen Council and the elders of the city. While doing so, I will not have time or attention or details with regards to the rest of the Camarilla in the city. That is where you come in. I have feelers, I have ears, I have fingers amongst much of the city. You will cover most everything else.
So you want a negotiator among a bunch of warmongers?
Yes, they are that. But I want to know what is going on that I may not know about whilst I am dealing with Blue Bloods and La Sombra and other elders of the city.
Would that include the Hikata?
It does. But there
Have
aren't
you
that
seen
many
them in your
elders.
territory?
There aren't that many elders here in Vancouver of the Hikata. I have yet to come across any of them. And Sille, yes. Hikata, no.
As a sign of good faith, I'm going to start my employment now and tell you something.
Oh,
The Hikata have been using specialty drugs in the form of a pill given to Kine. Don't know the purpose, don't know why. It seems like all their incestuous ghouls don't know why either.
hmm. As for the first part of your employment, find out more information on this for me. I will deal with some of it.
Crystal.
Is there anything else?
Do you know what allegiances my sire currently holds? Last time I was aware, he hadn't changed.
I'm not sure that that has changed either.
Thank you for your time.
She nods her head.
Will I still be able to contact you uh, as I have been, or would there be some other measure that you would like me to use?
You are a fellow dragon. Anytime you need to contact me, you may do so.
Noted and understood. Thank you again for seeing me on such short notice.
Let's have it not be quite the same day next time.
Understood. I apologize again for that indiscretion.
Nothing a trivial boon wouldn't be able to take care of.
Is there anything in particular that you want?
Perhaps another pen.
I just go right into my blazer. American Fountainhead, 1939.
And the ghoul walks up and accepts the pen from you. This will be in a place of prestige in my collection.
Thank you. I only wish I knew next time I would have given you a higher quality pen.
We all do what we can. If there is nothing else,
I'm just going to bow towards her and then just wait to be dismissed before I walk out. I'm in the principal's office.
She gives you the hand gesture.
And I stand back up and turn around and just walk out.
The ghoul, not running, but the ghoul basically beats you to the door and opens it for you. Miss Tremblay.
Thank you.
And
Just-
where would Violetta be going from here?
Let's go to jail. We're going to jail.
But on that note, it's a good time to call
I
off
want it
this
clipped.
particular episode.
I want it clipped. Where are we going? We're going to jail. I want it clipped.
Oh no, instead of becoming Nixon, I was the White House plumber this entire time.
Oh my god, we're gonna look surprised. Everyone on the count of 3.
So thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for any bits or subscriptions you have sent our way. It is always appreciated. And I think this may actually be broadcasting during September, which is Subtember, so you get a discount on all your subs, on your Twitch, etc., etc. So we'll do a quick run through of all the vampires and get everybody to tell you where they're going to be next, what they're doing, how things are, if they like nice watch on the beach. I don't even know. So let's start off with Alan.
Hey, what up? Let me see, make sure that I am unmuted on all appropriate channels. Hello, I am Alan. I have been very graciously your old man. You can find me not just here, but as well on Quest Heap on Twitch, where we are playing loads of games. You can watch me playing Pathfinder 2 as Blackula. You can watch me. Actually, by the time this comes out, we'll have started to air, I believe, our first time in a long time long form campaign. So stay tuned for that, where I might not be playing a monk anymore, playing D&D 5e. Yeah, trying something new. You can find me doing sketch comedy from time to time on Second Besties on YouTube. And if you are in the Vancouver area, you can find me doing live stand-up in the area also. Rock.
And here's my joke of the day.
Oh, no, that's
Oh, no,
not
no.
good.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No.
Elaine doesn't just do stand up; he also sits down with comedy.
Ah, but I'm
Gonna alright.
Elaine's like, I'm gonna die.
Elaine just leaves.
He's out.
Time to leave.
He's out. I'm gonna head out.
Chris.
Shabbat Shalom. I am Chris, aka Key, aka D&D Imposter. Again, I guess I should have said it at the end, but playing Key, our lovely the ministry member, and my fun animal fact of the week, because it's been a minute, is that the world's deadliest animal isn't actually like tigers or bears or sharks like that people think of. It's mosquitoes, and approximately three quarters of a million people, about nearly 750,000 people are killed each year by mosquitoes. And on that lovely note, I'm gonna pass it off to the love of my life.
Well, it's.
I don't know who you're
I
talking
don't
to.
actually.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't
it
know
would
who you're
basically
talking
be. It would be Joe next.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
but Joe's
Boom,
not here.
done.
So I'm gonna put Joe's stuff in the chat or in the description below. Whatever, doesn't really matter. After that is Monica.
I'm the love of your life. I didn't know.
Absolutely. 100%. And you'll never know again. And you'll never be reminded, because that's what she does.
As Chris's love of her life. I've been Monica, playing the absolutely unhinged
you're-
Sophia.
Muted on the thing
On which thing?
on the Google Meet.
Oh, on Google Meet. No way. Am I?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why
There
that
you go.
happened.
There we go.
Anyway, this has been Monica playing the absolutely unhinged Sophia, for all your wonderful Toreador needs. You can find me at MonicaM_art across all the social medias, whichever one you ascribe to in this post-apocalyptic social media hellscape. But otherwise, you can find my brand new graphic novel, which should be out by now by the time this airs. You can find Don Quixote Rise of the Night at any of your major local booksellers, possibly your little local indie booksellers as well. Yeah, check it out.
And last but certainly not least, over here is Michaela.
Hi, I'm Michaela, otherwise known as Cosmic_Dazai on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Blue Sky, Instagram, and Tumblr because I'm sad. You can find me on here playing Violetta, who definitely does not have sire issues, or else you can find me in DC doing drag, where I definitely make sure that you cannot tell I have daddy issues. Also,
And-
send me over any Meat t-shirts and merch.
And shower curtains.
Yeah, and
Also
shower.
hashtag
Especially
Violetta
the
and
shower
Key forever.
And this guy is Storyteller Steve. So if you were watching us on Twitch, this should be on during September. That's the word I was looking for. So you get a discount on subscriptions on the Twitch during September until October 1st. So do that and help us out. All the money goes to the folks on screen. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can give us $3, which we get most of because YouTube is a little better for that. I didn't say that, Twitch. Don't at me. Yeah, we get a bit more of that money for the YouTube one if you become one of our members, and also on YouTube. If you're watching this episode on YouTube and it's already been released on YouTube, you can watch the next episode if you become a member for the $3. And you can also do that on our Patreon for $5, which again, we get most of the money. All the money goes to the people on screen. And you can help us all out so that we can pay everybody a lot of money. So we also get money if you just watch stuff for free on YouTube. It's great. Or you could go to our merch shop and get stuff like this, which says the Meat C, even though it's backwards, because my camera's flipped. And when you buy the Meet C stuff, hats, t-shirts, like napkins or whatever, I just hit the button for everything on there. Shower curtains. Take a photo of your shower curtain once you got it all set up, looking all pretty, and send it to Cosmic Dazai all across every social media. In fact, send it like to every social media that Michaela has, just to make sure that Michaela can see your Meet C shower curtain. So, on that note, we're gonna find somebody to raid out to if you were watching it on Twitch, and yeah, we will talk to you all soon. So we will see you next week, or if you're one of the paid subscribers on our stuff, we will do it in a few minutes because you can watch the next episode. So have a good night, everybody. We will see you.
Hashtag Violetta.
Night night.